Well, hey everyone, Ryan Franey here. Great to be with you as always. Welcome to the last week of the book of James. Just so you know what's coming up for daily devotionals, after this week, next week we will be in the book of Psalms for a week of Psalms. We did that a while ago. Wanted to bring that back for a week here. And then after that, we're going to be in the book of Ecclesiastes for 5 weeks, a 5-part series. It's going to be epic, so make sure you keep tuning in for that. But today, we have James chapter 5, 1 through 6, and it is heavy. So be warned. Take a seat, get relaxed, make sure you're not driving while you're listening to this. We're going to go Old Testament and the New Testament here. So I just want to read it for us and then give a little bit of application for us today. Come now, you rich, weep and howl for the miseries that are coming upon you. Your riches have rotted and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver have corroded, and their corrosion will be evidence against you and will eat your flesh like fire. You have laid up treasure in these last days. Behold, the wages of the laborers who mowed your fields, which you have kept by fraud, are crying out against you, and the cries of the harvesters have reached the ears of the Lord of hosts. You have lived on the earth in luxury and in self-indulgence. You have fattened your hearts in the day of slaughter. You have condemned and murdered the righteous person. He does not resist you. Right? Heavy. What James is doing here, remember this letter is written to the church, is written to Christians. Here in these verses, James is talking about the unrighteous rich. These wealthy landowners who existed in this time, who were doing these things, who were holding back wages of their workers, who were taking advantage of the poor, who would legally go after them, and they had no way of defending themselves or having justice. And James is talking about them to the church. Later in chapter 5, we'll see that James says to be patient, therefore, the day of the Lord's at hand. And the reason why James does this is for 2 reasons. One reason is he's telling the Christians who are reading this, you see these wealthy landowners, do not envy them. Do not envy them, because the reality is all of the wealth and comfort and pleasure that they seem to be experiencing by ill-gotten gain is fading. It's fleeting. It's fleeting so fast, their clothes are already moth-eaten. The silver and gold's already corroded. That there's coming a day when they pass on from this earth, they will meet the Lord, and there will be judgment, and there will be justice meted out in the end. And so, church, as you see what's happening to your brothers and sisters, the oppression that's happening, know that the Lord will avenge you, that there will be justice done. And secondly, so he says that to comfort them, right, and give them hope in their affliction. Secondly, this allows the Christians, it allows the church to examine themselves. For those who are, super wealthy in the church, to say, how am I using my wealth in a way that's different than these unrighteous landowners are? I think about, right, this is not a condemnation of all rich people, that being rich is bad. We have rich people, wealthy people in our church here at Emergence who use their wealth instead of to oppress and to take advantage. Instead, use that wealth to raise up the disadvantaged, to help those who are in lowly stature and raise them up, to bring life and healing and hope and provision, who generously support the work of the church here at Emergence and other ministries in North Jersey for God's glory. And so it's a way to examine, right, ourselves, to say, with the wealth that I have, am I using that in a way that is honoring to God? Am I focused on the things that really matter? Eternal things, right? Am I falling into the trap of our culture of accumulating clothes and money and piling it up and, saving an excessive amount for retirement, that at the end of the day, I'm never going to need all of that? Or am I thinking biblically and in a mindset of stewardship, that all that I have, all that I've been given when it comes to material possessions and everything else, but he's talking about material wealth here, is a stewardship from God, given to me, entrusted to me to use for God's glory, for what he would call me to use it for. And we can have a tendency to say, okay, he's talking to the rich people here, but I think whatever level of wealth that we have, are we using that and stewarding it well for God's glory? I look at my own life and know how much money I have coming in, and wouldn't say that I'm the super rich, but I have a lot more than a lot of other people do. And am I using that to fatten myself, right? To fatten my hearts, live in luxury and self-indulgence? Do I really need to get that steak, which is my curse, is food, luxurious eating? Do I need to spend money on all that stuff? Or could I maybe get something a little cheaper and then take that extra money and help to support someone, right? Or to give to the work of the church, or to support a ministry? That's where I really find myself challenged in these passages. Is how do I take what I have? Am I taking that to love others well and to be generous with it, or am I using it for my own comfort? So that's kind of what I wanted to share with you today, and pray that it gives you an opportunity, as it did for me, to just really examine my heart when it comes to material possessions and wealth, and am I using that for God's glory and to lift people up, if I can. So have a great day, and love you guys. Bye.